right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus, and it is time to go over the PFF scores, grades, or whatever you want to call them for the Packers Vikings game, where the Vikings destroyed the Packers 31-29. A game that should not have been nearly as close as it was, but you know what? We're 4-0, top the NFC North. Hell, maybe even top of the NFL. So let's go through the scores here. Again, PFF, take it for what you will. A lot of people consider this to be just about gospel, but you look at some of these scores, look at what you saw, make your own determination. Like, how do they see it this way? Or, man, they are right on. Let's start with the bottom five on the defensive side of the football. Your bottom five. Coming at number 5 was defensive lineman Jerry Tillery with a 53.1. I don't know. I didn't think he was an issue. The Packers couldn't really run the ball very effectively, so that seems a little bit on the low side. Shaq Griffin, who got a game ball, balled his ass off, had 3 pass breakups and interception. They gave him a score of 49.3. I can't even fathom that one. Jihad Ward, Hottie as he's known, he had a 48.3. He did have a quiet day. I don't think maybe he had a couple tackles. Let me take a look here. He didn't have any tackles. He did hit the quarterback twice, though. But again, PFF didn't think he was very good at all. Let's go to number 2. The second lowest score is Pat Jones. Pat Jones, the guy who has not been a favorite PFF. I think he had one good score. I think that was last week. Had himself his 5th sack of the year, but he only gave him a score of 45.4. Again, seems low. Again, I mean, was it his best game? I don't think so. I don't think he was an issue. He had 3 tackles, a sack, hit the quarterback a couple times. And the last one, who got the lowest score this week, the worst defender in PFF's view from the Vikings against the Packers, is Andrew Van Ginkel with a 41.9. Did the Ginker have a huge game? No. I think he did have 4 tackles, though. Did he hit home at all? No pressure. So quiet game for him. So 41.9 seems really low, but the fact that he's the lowest graded, I guess, is not surprising. Again, the biggest head scratcher to me is Shaq Griffin's 49.3. Like, how much of that was garbage time affected, I wonder? Were they just kind of letting the guys catch it in front of them? Because when the game was still contested, Shaq Griffin balled his ass off. So that one makes me a little bit curious. Let's go to the bottom 5 on offense. Number 5 has been a guy who PFF has not been nice to all year. Johnny frickin' Munt got a 57.8. Bob Tunnion's next with a 54.5. Like, was he even on the field? He had enough to even register a grade is surprising. I didn't notice him out there, but doesn't mean he wasn't. I did have a lot of beers. Left guard Blake Brandell with a 49.7. I know he had at least one penalty. I don't know how much they, negate that or make that a negative, but 49.7. We were running the football. Protection was pretty good for the most part. Brandon Powell with a 49.5. I remember Brandon Powell, he got hurt in that one play. Was that a catchable ball? I can't remember exactly, but a 49.5. Again, a guy, how many snaps has he seen? He's not out there a ton. Whatever. And this one is going to, really infuriate a lot of you, I think. Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold gets the lowest offensive score with a 45.5. This guy, who threw for he threw for 275 yards. He was 20 for 28, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, which wasn't an interception. That was a horrible review. When you bobble it or double clutch it as your knee is on the white line, that's not a catch. Again, I don't know how that was upheld. He was sacked twice. He had the fumble. A quarterback rating of 123.4. Yet PFF thinks, we should give him a 45.5 or a score. I don't know. I don't get that one at all. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Let's go with the top 5. Let's end on a positive here. Let's do the offense first. Ed Ingram, 69.5. Well done, Ed. You made a top 5 positive list. Good job, Ed. Jalen Naylor is a 69.5. If it was special teams, he should have got a 0 for trying to field that punt when he couldn't see it. That was the play that let the Packers believe they still had a chance in this game. Aaron Jones with a 73.2. Again, seems a little bit low for the good game that he had. Jordan Addison, a 76.8. He had a rushing touchdown. He had a receiving touchdown. He looked damn good. He's 3. He's 3 on the list. 76 points seems a little bit on the low side. Christian Darrisaw with an 81.1. And Justin Jefferson, 82.7 with the best score on offense when it comes to PFF. Again, Justin Jefferson just does what Justin Jefferson does and makes amazing plays. Again, the scores, I don't know. It seemed low for a team that put up 31 points. But again, the order is okay, though Jordan Addison maybe should have been a little bit higher. Let's go to defense, finish on a positive note. The top five, number 5, Josh Patelis with 66. Again, I thought Josh Patelis had a good game. As always, all over the ball. Stephon Gilmore had a nice game. He had 68. He wasn't targeted a ton, but he came out with a 68. Jonathan Bullard with a 70.5. He was a bit of a beast. Had some nice moments. So Jonathan Bullard, it's a good score for him. Byron Murphy, 74.1. Murphy was kind of the guy they were picking on early. Then he had the big punch out, the big interception. He redeemed himself. So 74.1 for Murphy. Yeah, and, that one actually seems like a really fair score. Just kind of the up and down day he had, but he ended on a high note, a very high note, and saved the win for the Vikings. And then the top defensive player, according to PFF, in the Vikings win over the Packers was inside linebacker Kamu Grugier-Hill. Kamu, with the interception he had, 83.8 was his score. Dude's been stepping up, Friday pace, looking good. Onebar keeps screaming for him to be a starter. I'm not there yet, but I love having him as a backup. Love this guy as a backup. Love the fire he plays with. And it's just good knowing you're in good hands if one of your starters is not out there. So those are your PFF scores. Some of you guys are already commenting them in a Monday morning hangover vid that we did, or the live show we just did. Let me know what you think, because some of these this week were extremely head scratching. You pick which head you need to scratch when you read these. All right, so let me know in the comments what you think, and also remember to keep your skull in your hole.